Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. In the series of electronic spreadsheet, today we are going to discuss the last chapter, which is share and review a spreadsheet. And these are the topics that we will be covering. So let us begin. So there can be a chance that a single spreadsheet has to be accessed by more than one user at the same time. They want to work or they want to access the same sheet simultaneously, make some changes simultaneously at the same time. So in such cases, we can make a spreadsheet shareable. We can have a shared mode of the spreadsheet. Though it saves our time, but there can be a chance that it becomes difficult for a person to keep a track that who's making the changes, where the changes have been made, and which copy has to be accepted. So we have to review a spreadsheet also. So share and review a spreadsheet is the topic. Now, sharing allows people to work in collaboration. So if I am working in a team and the same data has to be utilized by all of us, all the team members, then it is important that we create one single sheet which becomes shareable. So these are the steps with which you can make a normal sheet as a shared spreadsheet. Now, these are important. The steps in IT are quite important. So you should know which option, which tab has to be selected and which option is going to help you in making the sheet shareable. So you can take a screenshot or mark this as important in your book. So you simply have to select tools and click on share spreadsheet option. I'll show this to you practically also, like when you're clicking on tools, share spreadsheet, and now you can just put a tick here, share this spreadsheet with other users. So I am the only person who's using this laptop, so I'll be making this shareable now. So you just have to give a name to the sheet. Let's say I'm renaming this as my sheet, save, and this becomes shared now. You can see on the top also, but some features don't work in the shared mode. Okay, some options become disabled. Okay, so this also comes as a question, that name some option which becomes disabled in the shared mode. Now, one observation that you have to make is the file name. The file name contains the shared keyword. So that means this file is shared. Okay. Now, when you're opening this file, suppose I'm opening this file with LibreOffice, you'll get this warning. Okay. A warning or a notification that this is opening in the shared mode and multiple people are accessing this. Okay. So this has been informed to everyone, whosoever is using this file. The next very important topic is saving the shared spreadsheet. Now, these 4-5 steps are very important and everything has to be understood here. You can mark this as very, very important because many a times a question comes from here that how do you save a shared spreadsheet? So the first step here says that whenever you make any changes in the spreadsheet, in the shared spreadsheet, you need to save it because multiple people are using it. You never know how or what change are being done by others. So it's important to save your file whenever you make any changes in it. The second step says that if 2 or more people are working on the same file, but they're making changes in different locations, different cells. So there is no conflict, no fight. Okay, no one is going to interfere in there, in the other person's data. So there will be no issues in saving this file. The third step says that if 2 people are working on the same cell or same range of cell, there can be a conflict. Conflict means that which data has to be accepted and which has to be rejected. So then a resolve conflict dialog box appear. Now this I'll be showing you in the coming slides. Okay. Now whenever there is a fight between 2 people, there has to be a person who either accepts or rejects. So who's going to resolve the conflict? So it can be anyone among us, or it can be the admin of this workbook. The last step says no other user can save the shared spreadsheet when you are resolving the conflict. When someone is resolving the conflict, the third person or the fourth person cannot save this file and they'll get this notification that the file is locked. So these steps are very important. Understand them practically and then write them in the exam. So I'll be explaining two cases here. First, when the changes don't conflict with each other. Let's say I'm sharing this practically also. So if I'm writing something in the first cell here, like I'm writing marks, and I'm feeding some values here. So this is my data. I'm coloring it with a different color. And here someone else is writing something. Subjects, and he's mentioning the data here. So no two people are working on the same cell. Okay, so this means that no conflicts will be there. So this is going to save my file normally, no conflicts, no issues. The second case is when you have a conflict. Maybe when I'm working, I'm making changes in the second person is making the changes in the area where the first person was doing it. So now how do I know that what is correct, what is wrong? Okay, so in this case, we are going to have a resolve conflict dialog box which appears something like this. Okay, so this is my resolve conflict dialog box, and it is going to show everything, whatever changes have been done, whether I have to keep mine or keep the other person's. The other person might give his own comments to why he has added those values there. If I think that the other person is right, I'll keep the other person's data, and if I feel that my data is correct, then I'll keep mine. Now, in order to check that who is making the changes, where the changes have been made, we have a feature which is called as recording changes. Okay, so we can keep a track of the changes that have been done by the other users. So this can be found in the edit option. From there you can click on track changes and the record change option is going to come. So once you click on record, whatever changes will take place, they will be recorded. So we will see this practically how we can record the changes. So for this I am just preparing a format first. Let's say I am filling the marks of the subjects, various subjects that we have. Right now that record change option is not turned on. So whatever I'm doing, it's just plain. The work is done in a plain manner. Okay, I'm just formatting it, aligning, adding borders maybe to give it a better look. Okay, filling the heading. Now I'm giving some marks to these subjects. So when I'm filling the marks, if I make some changes in any of these marks, do we remember that what was the previous one? Now, maybe if it is a small data range, yes, we can recall them, but when it's quite huge, it becomes difficult for us to record those changes or to understand what was the previous value. So that is when we are going to record these changes. Now the recording has been started. Now whenever I make some changes, let's say I'm making changes to 98, I'm making it as 85. So you'll see that a red border is coming to that cell. Again, if I'm changing something, you will see that whenever you make a change, that cell gets highlighted with a red border. If I could remove the borders to make it more clear to you. So you can see that 3 cells are getting these red borders which got value edited. Okay, now let's say I'm changing the subject also. So whenever you add something, wherever in this sheet, they're going to be highlighted with a red border. If you're deleting something, again, that also gets recorded. And you can see this comment coming. So the previous value is also coming and the new value is also coming. So this way you can get the comments. Now these comments can be seen everywhere when you're making the changes. We can also delete columns here and that will also be recorded. We can remove some rows, that will be recorded. Okay, so this way any change that takes place will be recorded. Now you might have observed the comments which are coming. Whenever you hover your mouse over the changed cell, it is going to show the comment. But these are not coming in the normal cells, only on the cells where the changes have taken place. You'll see the time, date, everything is mentioned. Which cell is that? Every minute detail gets added there. Okay. Now you can't change these comments. You can't make any change to this comment. This is coming automatically. You can't delete these comments. You can't edit those comments. But yes, if you want, you can add your comments here. Maybe you want to add something else, so you can simply click on edit and track changes, and there you can add this comment. So this is going to appear in the next line of that was coming automatically. So here it got inserted. So this is one way of inserting a comment, but this cannot be changed. Okay. So we have seen what comments are. Comments are basically to tell the other users that why this particular change has taken place. You can say these are the descriptions or these are the statements which will help us to understand why a particular change has been done. Now there are two ways of inserting comments. One is using the edit tab and the second one is using the insert tab. There are differences between both the ways. We will see them practically. So you can see the comments in the changed cell. Okay, this is not appearing in the active cell, and when you click on edit track changes, the comment is not selected. It is not enabled. Why? Because the active cell is not having any changes. But when you make the active cell a changed cell, then you can see the comments can be added there. Okay, so again, if I select a cell which is not having any changes, the comment is going to be disabled. But if it is having the changes, the edit tab is going to give you the opportunity to add comment. Second way is using the insert tab. So shortcut is Ctrl plus Alt plus C, important. Now you can observe the size of the comment box. This is also different. A comment which is coming from insert tab can be added to any cell, whether it is having the change or not. Okay, so the cell was not having any changes, but then it is also having the comment. Okay, the size is also different of the box. Okay, so you're just hovering your mouse and then you can see them. If I right click, you will not get any option to make changes to the comment which is added using the edit tab. But when you're clicking on the cell which is having the insert comment box option, you will see that the triangle is there on top which differentiates between the two comments. Okay, you can edit the comment here. You can either delete this comment or you can also show this comment. Otherwise it's not going to stay still. When you're moving the mouse is just showing the comment. You can't make that fixed. The comment can be fixed, but when you're clicking on show and hide comment, this is going to give you the privilege of either showing the comment forever or hiding it forever. Okay, so you can see, you can also delete the comment from here, so that triangle will also be washed away. Okay, so this is how comments can be added using edit or insert tab. The next topic in the syllabus is formatting a comment. Now, if you go by your books or if you read the content which is given in the CBSE's web material, you will find that the content is wrong there, because the steps that are mentioned, it is to format the value that is there in the cell, but it is not going to format the comment. Formatting of comment means you're changing the color of the comment. You're changing the design, the background effect of the comment. So that is formatting of a comment. So we will see how practically this can be done. Now the comment which has been created using the edit tab, that comment cannot be formatted. For this you have to insert a comment using the insert comment option. And now let's say I'm just writing something here just to make the reference. Okay, now when I'm moving my mouse, I'm hovering the mouse, I can't catch that comment. So for this you have to click on show comment option, right click and get this option, select that comment, and now on top from this option you can change the color of this comment. Okay, you can also change this, maybe a gradient can be added. Various options for this is also there. Next you can add hatching, you can see some differences. Bitmap effects could be given. Okay, so this way you are actually commenting, you're actually formatting the comments. Okay, reviewing the changes. Now all the changes that you have done in the previous practicals, you can either accept those changes, reject those changes, or simply view all the changes. To do so, we have to click on the manage option which is present in the track change option, and we can select whether we want to accept a change or reject the change. So here what I'm doing is I'm going to click on edit and track changes and click on manage. From this, all the changes that have taken place on this worksheet are available. You can click on any of the cell and either reject or accept it. You can accept all at once. All these accepted ones are coming in one particular category, and the rejected one are coming in the one particular category. You can accept all or reject them all. Okay, so this way the changes have been accepted or rejected, and whenever a change has been accepted or rejected, the red border which comes, that will also be vanished. Okay, so let us quickly accept or reject them all. So you can see the changes. Whenever you click on the change, you can see them on the worksheet also. Okay, so this is how all the accepted one will be clubbed together and rejected one will be clubbed together. The last two topics talk about merging and comparing of spreadsheets. Merging means when you have two different spreadsheets, maybe of the same format, you want to club them together. You want to merge them, combine them together. Okay, maybe you are the admin, you are the boss, and you have given a same version of your file to the team. So whatever is coming from there, you want to merge the data together. So that is called as merging a spreadsheet. So here I have taken two spreadsheets. Okay, this is file 1 and the second one is file 2. I'll just switch them side by side. Okay, so what is there? First sheet is having the marks and the second sheet is not having the marks. So we are going to merge them together. Okay, here the recording is active. Okay, so I'm just clicking on edit, track change option, and then we're going to merge the documents. I'm on file number 2 and I'll be merging file 1 with this. Okay, so I'll just select file 1 ODS, and then you'll observe that all the marks that were there in file 1 have come to file 2, and you'll get this manage changes dialog box. Now if you want these changes, you can bring them here, otherwise you can keep them empty as they were earlier. So you can accept, reject one by one, or accept all or reject all at once. So suppose I want them all, so I can accept them, and then you will see that the marks have been registered in the second sheet. So this is how merging of the spreadsheet can be. There can be a chance when you've forgotten to turn on the record changes option. So in those cases, you can compare the documents and they are going to give you the differences. So we will see that practically here. So here I am taking two worksheets, file 1 and file 2. Okay, I am just changing the values here. I'm creating everything in 70s here, giving the marks in 70s, and here I'm giving the marks in tens, like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, now I'm going to turn off the record changes option. In both the files I'll do the same things. Okay, so once this is done, you can come to edit, track change, compare documents, and compare this to the original file. This is file 2. Make sure that you save your files first. Both the files have to be saved, and only then you start comparing them. Otherwise you'll get the different result. So file 2 has been selected. Now the changes that were taken place, those have been shown here. Now you can click on each of them and then either accept them one by one, or you can start rejecting them. So this way you will see that accepted and rejected changes have been listed, and the changes have done on the sheet also. You can see the changes that now they are having a mix of 70s and 10s. This is comparing of documents. You might feel that the topics are quite complex, but they're not actually difficult. If you do everything practically, you'll understand the concept and you'll be able to write better answers. So my request to you is that whenever you are studying a topic, sit with your laptops, computers, and do it practically. Okay, with this we come to the end of this chapter, or I'll say the end of this series. If you have not understood anything, please feel free to comment down below. I'll be coming up with the solutions. Thank you everyone.